What makes you think that life is not scripted? Who told you that life is not scripted? It seems like a lot of people believe that life is not scripted. I've had conversations with a lot of people, and most of them told me that they believe that life is not scripted. They believe that things just happen randomly. The sun just goes up in the morning, goes down at night. No, that happens randomly. We see the moon at night, that's random. The trees, random. Birds, random. Bees, random. We breathe, that's random. It rains, that's random. If it stopped raining, trees wouldn't grow. There wouldn't be life on earth. But that's random. The fact that it doesn't rain 24/7, that's random. Because if it rained 24/7, there will be flood. So that's random. The fact that there is males and females in this world, that's random. The fact that you can talk, it's random. The fact that you can reproduce, that's random. Do you understand that if everything happened randomly, there will be no life? Like, you wouldn't exist. You would have died a long time ago, because we wouldn't even have figured out how to reproduce, because we would have been too dumb back then. So we wouldn't even have reproduced. We would just die. We wouldn't even know what to do. Like, this cannot be random. It's impossible for this to have happened as a result of a random cosmic event. It is completely impossible. Think, and think. This is not random. If it's not random, isn't it possible that everything might be scripted? Everything that happens. Why wouldn't everything be scripted? Let me ask you a question. Have you never cheated on a test? If you have never cheated on a test, do you feel like if there was a way that you could have cheated and you knew 100% that you wouldn't have been caught, don't you think you would have cheated? Some of you are still students. If there was a way that you could cheat and not get caught, and you knew beyond any reasonable doubt that you wouldn't get caught, wouldn't you cheat? Are you that integrous that you wouldn't cheat? Are you that integrous? Be like, no, I'm faithful, I wouldn't cheat. Human beings are not integrous, but not just humans. Other earthlings are not integrous. We want to get what we want to get easily. Right. If you can get what you want easily, you wouldn't really work hard for it. Like, why do I gotta work hard for what I can get easily? Why would you study if you could cheat? If you can use a calculator, why would you try to use your brain to calculate if you can use a calculator? You know? Makes no sense. Human beings will always take the easiest route. That's how we are as people. If something created this reality, wouldn't it make sure that it controls everything without anyone realizing that it's, controlling everything to get the desired outcome rather than letting everything happen randomly? Doesn't this seem like it's scripted? You look at your own life, don't you feel like it's scripted? Like things seem way too convenient to have been random. Like, I met this person when I was 5. This person appeared again in my life. It seemed like chances of us meeting again were very few, but we did. And we became very close. And we recognized one another. Something happened for us to be able to recognize one another. I'm just giving you examples, but don't you feel like your life is scripted? Like if it was random, it wouldn't have been the way that it is. Like things that ain't really supposed to happen, chances of these things happening were very few, but these things still did happen. Don't you feel like that about the things that happen in your life? This is not random. No, it's not real, it's fake, it's scripted. The best way to live life is to totally detach yourself and just watch life happen as if it's some kind of a movie. Just like I told you before, that you are not in control. So you watch life as if it's some kind of a movie, but detach yourself emotionally. Detach yourself emotionally. Realize that the things that happen that trigger you are not happening randomly. They are happening because something wants these things to happen to you, to trigger you. As you can see that something is off with this reality. As you can see that there's so much suffering in this reality. Ask yourself why there's suffering. If reality is not scripted, why is there suffering? Would life not be nice if there was no suffering? A lot of people think that if there was no suffering, life wouldn't be nice. Like, no, it would be. And when I say suffering, I'm talking about real suffering. I'm not talking about pain. I'm talking about real suffering. Like, there are people who are really, really suffering. There is suffering because something wanted life to be full of suffering. That's why. So, it's better to detach yourself. Like, don't give your power away to anything. Ever watched a video of a dog watching a movie, seeing other dogs and barking at the screen? Because it thinks that it's real, like what it's watching is real, like it's watching real dogs. I remember I saw this video on TikTok. A dog was watching Lion King, and it seemed very emotional because it probably thought that was real. I mean, it doesn't know that human beings can like create animation like that, so it probably thought that was real. And you could see that it's really emotional. It's hurt by what it's seeing. Don't be like that dog. I'm saying, watch this shit happen. Don't allow it to trigger you. It's only a show. It's not real. It's scripted. and you are not in control. The best way to live life is to detach yourself emotionally. Watch life happen as if you are watching a movie. And if things that are happening do not interest you, don't even think about these things. Don't give these things your energy. I guess it hasn't rained in a while. Only give your energy to things that actually interest you. Like, learn to focus on things that actually interest you. If you can say that something is just making you suffer, like focusing on something is making you suffer, stop focusing on it. You stop focusing on something by not giving it your energy, by not taking it seriously, by realizing that it is not really real. By realizing that it doesn't matter. Keep yourself distracted by things that you want to give your energy to, by things that you actually want to matter. Like I told you before, that the truth is that nothing matters except for the things that you want to matter. So what do you want to matter? That's what matters. That's what you give your energy to. Things that are happening around the world that don't make sense, don't give your energy to that. Videos of people being ignorant, don't give your energy to that. If you come across a video on TikTok of someone saying ignorant, don't give your energy to that. Because that's going to make you suffer. Kona mjana. Ay, kamera ngacha. They're saying that they thought this thing was a gun. So they were asking me, what's that thing? Because we're scared. It's like, no, it's just a camera. I love this camera, man. It's the best camera that you can buy if you want to make videos. And like, it is the best, honestly. It is the best. Like the DJI Pocket, you can buy the DJI Pocket 3. This is DJI Pocket 2, but I'm telling you, this thing is insane. Like, it's not heavy. You can take it anywhere with you. Like, it's perfect. I am John. People are scared of this thing. This thing, it's so funny, man. But yeah. Don't give your energy to things that you don't want to matter. You know what that will be like? That will be like, there are many Well, let's say you had DSTV. I don't know what people watching other, like in America. I think they have cable, but yeah, there are so many channels that you can watch, and you choose to watch a channel full of shit that you hate, so you can, be mad and angry. I do understand that some people are in truly messed up situations and they're kind of like forced to watch horrors, but try your best to not give your energy away. Keep your energy. Like if your life is just full of horror, just don't give your energy to anything. But if there are things that you are interested in, you can just give your energy to these things. Give your energy to these things 100%. Like, you know what, I'm gonna focus on this. I'm not gonna focus on anything else. Especially if you are really conscious, because you already know what to focus on. You won't be making mistakes. But you don't have to suffer 24/7 just because you're conscious. So it is important to take your power back, and stop feeding things that you don't like. Stop giving your energy to things that you do not like. Stop focusing on thoughts that are making you miserable. Rather, picture yourself winning the lottery and buying everything that you want. Ever try to envision your life after winning the lottery? Like, that's like what we will do. Like, how would you live your life after winning the lottery? That makes you feel good, right? Like, I would buy this, I'll buy that. I'll probably go and live alone, and that feels good. So, yeah, try to you have that power at least. You have that power at least to think the thoughts that you want to think. Yes, there will be intrusive thoughts, but you can observe them and just push them away. They'll just pop out of nowhere. Like adverts, when you enter some messed up sites, just pop up. Just remove the pop-ups and just focus on what you want to focus on. The problem is that some people want to focus on things that trigger them the most, things that they've already been giving their energy to. So you want to focus on what hurts you the most, because these things that hurt you the most are the things that you've been giving your energy to. But you must train yourself to focus on things that don't hurt you and give your energy to these things. Like, okay, this is what doesn't hurt me. I'm giving my energy to this. I'm giving my energy to this. I'm giving my energy to this. You do that regularly. It will get to a point where you have taken your energy from the things that used to hurt you and giving that the same energy to things that do not hurt you. You see? This is similar to being in a toxic relationship with someone. It's hard to leave a relationship unless you take your power back, right? It means if you don't take your power back, whatever they do affect you. But if you take your power back, and give it to someone else who you feel is less toxic, you're going to start loving that person. So it's that it's not easy, but if you train yourself to do that, it will get to a point where you can do it very well. Like, you train yourself to focus on the things that actually matter to you, or things that you want to matter to you. I think that's the best way to put it. Like, things that you want to see matter to you, instead of focusing on things that you've been programmed to believe matter, even if these things are affecting you in a negative way. Like, that doesn't really help. Now, there's some people who actually send me videos of messed up things that are happening in the world, and I would see that watching these videos had them, but they still can't help it. Like, they watch these videos, it had them. Maybe it's like the only way for them to kind of like feel something, because they don't feel anymore. Because a lot of things, like, there's so much negativity that they just can't feel. Like, the only thing that makes them feel is more negativity. So they watch videos of messed up things happening and they feel something, but they don't really feel good, because even though that proves that we live in a messed up world, but that doesn't really make them feel good. So it's better to maybe share videos of people doing something that you'd want to see more people doing, right? Maybe someone talking about antinatalism on TikTok. Maybe someone talking to someone about antinatalism. Maybe a meme related to antinatalism. Maybe a link, YouTube link of someone saying something that you like hearing. Focus on this kind of thing, so that you won't be overwhelmed. You won't be overwhelmed because you've been focusing so much on the things that actually hurt you, because you gave your energy to these things. Because it is scripted, man. You're not in control. To be honest with y'all, you're not in control. I've realized that I'm not in control, bro. Like, things just happen. They don't just happen. There's something that's ensuring that these things happen, but it seems that way to me, that things just happen. But really, the truth is that everything is scripted. Everything, man. Everything. That's why you have DNA, bro. Who coded your DNA? Everything is scripted, man. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold. There's a reason. Everything is happening for a reason. Everything is happening for a reason. If it was hot all the time, I believe there will be problems. So sometimes it must be hot, sometimes it must be cold. So we need to stop lying to ourselves. Like, the truth is obvious, but people have invested on what they believe, right? That's the problem. Like, you have invested so much on what you believe. Like, you've invested emotions on what you believe. So even if what you believe doesn't make sense, because you've emotionally invested in your beliefs, you continue to believe these things. A lot of people think that they believe the things that they believe because these things make sense. No, it's your emotions. It doesn't make sense to believe this is not random. Think about it. You can't. It makes no sense. It really does make sense, man. Look at the moon. That's random. Come on, man. Look at how you walk as a human. You're able to understand me. None of this is random. So it's much better to just watch the movie but focus more on what you prefer. One of my favorite movies is The Book of Clarence. I like that movie. I watch it a lot, but I don't watch the whole movie. Like, there are parts that I don't like, but the parts that I like. So I just watch those parts. Focus on those parts. I don't focus on the parts that I do not like. So, yeah. It's better to do that. Just try to think of the things that you like. Imagine yourself winning the lottery and just buying the things that you want. And I guarantee you, if you started thinking, imagining yourself winning the lottery and buying the things that you want, you'll feel better than you're feeling right now. I guarantee you can pause this video for 10 minutes and imagine yourself winning the lottery and buying the things that you want. I guarantee you 100% you'll be feeling better. You just imagine yourself buying the things that you want. Come on, man, you'll feel better. That's how it works. So focus on the things that you like than focusing on things that you don't like. Stop focusing on how things can go wrong for you in the future. Imagining yourself homeless and all that. Like, damn, imagine if I lose my job, being homeless. And stop imagining that, because it doesn't help. Imagine if I lose the person that I'm in a relationship with. That doesn't help. You're only torturing yourself. So that's the thing. Like, you're giving your energy to things that are hating you. You see? Like, you're giving your energy to things that are hating you. So that's not a good thing. That's not something that's gonna help you heal. It's not something that's gonna make you feel better. And this reality, it's like an AI generated reality. It's like it's a reality that's supposed to give you what you don't want. So what it does is, let's say you try to focus on things that you want to focus on, right? It might actually bring you problems just to trigger you. This knows how you, like, when you are starting to think the right thoughts, it knows that. It's AI generated, so it must so it must now give you a reality that's going to trigger you, because that's what it's been programmed to do. That's what I'm telling you. It's scripted. Like, you can't tell me this is real. So your job is to make sure that you keep on convincing yourself that it isn't real, because it's a mind game. Reality is actually a mind game. It will try to trigger you in some ways. Does that. I remember this other guy. It made me laugh last night. He was talking about how when he gets money, his car start having problems. It's like, dude, every time when I get money that I can just do the things that I want and enjoy my life, there will be a problem with my car. I laughed. But it's true, and I've heard many people saying that. It's true. It's like your life shouldn't change. You must always be broke. So you must spend that money on your car so that you will always be broke. Things just, trust me, this shit is scripted. So realize that you're not in control of this shit, and stop caring about controlling this, because you can't. You're not in control. Stop trying to control this thing, because you can't. What you do is you take your power back. Take your energy back. Stop giving your energy to this thing. If it wants to give you what you want, cool. If it takes away what it gave you, cool. Like, if it gives you what you want, it just be fucking with you sometimes. So it gives you what you want. You give your energy to that thing, and then it takes it away in order to hurt you. But you take your power back very fast. That's how you beat this reality. It's not easy, but I'm telling you, it seems to be how it actually works. I've been studying this reality for a while. I'm telling you, that's how it actually works. People blame themselves for things that happen in their lives, but I'm telling you, it's scripted, man. Everything is damn scripted. Everyone wants to have a good life. There isn't a person who doesn't want to have a good life, and people will do anything to have a good life. The reason why people will be suffering is because this thing is scripted. We're not in control. If we could just make our lives easy by just pressing a button, all of us will press the button. If we could make our lives easy by just running the whole damn day, people will be able to run the whole damn day, because they're so desperate. They want change in their lives, but they don't know what to do. People will be gaslighting you, telling you that you're not working hard. You know what people are willing to do to have the things that they want? Bruh, people are willing to do anything. They just don't know what to do, because this thing is scripted. They failed a lot, so they don't even believe that they can actually make it. You see? So the best thing that you can do for yourself is to take your power back. Stop feeding this beast, this evil beast that is trying to make you suffer, because that's what it's trying to do. There's no possible explanation. There's no other explanation for this, man. Something is wrong with this reality. This is not for your own growth. You can see that everything is upside down. You can see that. I saw this post on Facebook today. It said, it was a meme actually. It showed the face of someone, and the caption said, "Hey, the face you make when someone who's earning twice your salary doesn't know how to save a PDF. So they ask you to save a PDF for you, but they're earning twice your salary." And that happens a lot. They can't do shit, but they're making a lot of money. And you can do a lot of things that they cannot do, but you're not making money. It's scripted. It's so damn scripted. It's upside down. These dumb politicians, been making money. They're corrupt as fuck. Lots of intelligent people are at the bottom, and these people are leading them. The fact that you've a lot of people who become presidents are not even intelligent. That should tell you something. It's upside down, man. A lot of conscious people, a lot of good people, a lot of intelligent people are suffering, because this thing is upside down. It doesn't work the way that we know reality should work. You see? It's just not right. So you can't tell me this is good. Hey man, open your spiritual eyes, this makes sense. Yeah, of course there are things that are happening behind the scenes, but that doesn't mean that these things are happening for a good reason. A lot of people talk about spirituality. I'm if you are being manipulated in this reality, of course you'll be manipulated. Even if your spiritual eyes are open, you'll be shown things that will make you believe that this is good, and you won't even be able. Some of y'all didn't even know WWE was scripted. So how the hell would you know if you're being manipulated in the spiritual realm? I can't even see that you're being manipulated in this realm, and you want to come and tell me about spirituality? I don't have to be having visions or whatever to know that this thing is scripted. You're probably being shown these visions so that you'll be manipulated. I remember there's this series that I've watched. Is that I forgot the name of the series, But some people started hearing voices. Oh, it's like some people were coming from, we're on an airplane, and then that airplane disappeared for 20 years, and then to them it seemed like the plane didn't disappear, But then they were surprised when they were told that they've been away for not 20 years. Was it 20 years? Not 20 years, maybe 7 years, I think. Yeah. I forgot the name of the TV series, but some of these people started hearing voices telling them to do some things. It seemed like there was something that wanted them to do some things. So maybe some of these people that be having visions, there are some beings that can see that these people are easy to manipulate. They can make them do anything because they are just easy to manipulate. You see? I mean, if you think if I started hearing voices, I'll just start to do what these voices be telling me. I'll question everything. Be like, no, I ain't doing shit. I need to figure out what's really going on. So people will come to you and try to convince you to convince you to believe in their visions, because they be having visions. They explain to you what they're seeing, and you realize that no, it doesn't make sense. Like if I had the same visions, I wouldn't do what you're saying that I must do because you had these visions. It doesn't make any sense. So some people are just gullible. I don't need to be seeing beyond this reality to know that this isn't right. I can see that this isn't right. It doesn't take a lot to see that this isn't right. If you are intellectually honest, if you are not delusional, it will be easy for you to see that this is not right. This is obviously not the real reality. What I mean is that it's scripted, it's not random. Think you're with the person that you're with because it just happened randomly, like that. Keep on telling you that life is not your story. You're told life is what you make, but nah, it's not how it works. If you didn't choose where you're going to be born, how you're going to look, what challenges you're going to face, you don't control nothing. There's nothing that you control. So you need to give up the illusion of control, because you're not in control. You can't control something that you don't even understand. You don't even understand how this reality really works. Like you don't even know anything. So you're just watching a movie because you don't even know anything. Like there's nothing that you know except that you're conscious. That's all that you know. There isn't anything that you know other than the fact that you're conscious. You are self-aware, aware of what's happening. That's it. But you don't know why what's happening is happening, how it started, when it will end. It just happened. You don't know why some ideas make sense to you, why you feel like doing certain things, why you don't feel like doing certain things, why sometimes you don't remember things that you need to remember, and you remember these things when it's too late. Why? Be like, I'm gonna remember to do what I want to do when I get home, and then you get home, you forget completely, and then by the time you remember, it's too late. You're not in control. It's all an illusion. You're living in a movie. And the worst part is that it is not your movie. That's why you're not in control. That's why the things that you want to see happening don't usually happen. You find that it's mostly the things that you don't want to see happening that happen. You're bored. Boredom is killing you. Because there ain't interesting things that be happening. It's like you're doing time. So you're being forced to watch a very horrible movie. Maybe it depends on the crime that you committed. If you truly messed up, the movie is going to be more horrible. But the truth is that this isn't good. Whatever is going on here isn't good. Whatever is going on here isn't for you. It isn't for your growth. You're not being made to be better. That's why once you become truly conscious, you fall out of love with this reality. It's not like you become wiser or anything. I mean, yes, you figure out that there are a lot of shitty things going on and you want to escape, but you wouldn't even need to figure out that you need to escape if you knew the truth. You see? It's not like you are learning anything. You just didn't know the truth. It's like I gave you this example of the episode of Black Mirror, White Bear, where this lady woke up without knowing anything. She found herself struggling because she didn't have any memories of past life, and people were recording her. And then it was revealed to her later that no, she and her boyfriend killed the baby and she's being punished. And then the same thing is going to happen again and again and again and again and again. She doesn't learn anything. So you can see you're not learning anything here. You're just suffering. And it's never getting better. Here's the thing, like it never gets better. Does it? Life never really gets better. Like it seems like it gets worse. Like the older you get, it gets worse. Like like it was dope when you were young. That's why people miss their childhood. Like I miss my childhood. Those were the best days. I remember in this other episode of The Office, this guy said, I wish we knew that we are in the old days when we're actually in them. Not after they've passed and you remember them and you're like, oh, those were the good old days. Like it'll be dope if when you are in the good old days, you know that you're in the good old, you are in those, like you are having a good experience. But that's not how it works. You just think it will keep getting better, but it doesn't. People become numb as they get older, and there ain't a lot of things that they find interesting. There ain't a lot of things that actually make them happy. They just become numb, and even when you try to make them feel, they don't feel anything, except when the worst happened and they feel a lot because they're used to being triggered by the worst shit. And that's what I'm saying. Learn to focus on the things that you like so that you'll be triggered by these things rather than being triggered by the messed up shit that happens. I know people, when they get into a relationship, for example, you get into a new relationship, you don't feel shit, right? This is supposed to be a positive thing, right? But you don't feel anything, and then the relationship ends and you feel something. Like your brain is used to negative shit, like it's triggered by the negative stuff. The positive stuff does not trigger your brain anymore. So take your power back. From things that are hurting you. Nothing's gonna hurt you unless you give it your power. What we're dealing with is emotional suffering now. That's what humanity is dealing with. Like, people do suffer, get sick, but usually they suffer emotionally. Realize that nothing is real. That's how you take your power back. If you were in a dream and it was a bad dream, the only way to free yourself, aside from waking up, the only way you'd free yourself is by realizing you're in a dream, and you'll just laugh. You'd laugh at what is happening. Like, it's not real. Ever had your friends like try to pull a prank on you and you thought it was real? Like, they told you something that was just horrible and you thought it was real, and then they told you no, it isn't. You see, what could have saved you is realizing that your friends are just trying to prank you. They're lying to you. So that's the only way to free yourself from these realities, by realizing that it isn't real. It's like a prank of some sort, but it isn't real. It's too ridiculous to be real. It's a joke. But you're too invested. You see, you're too invested. Like, it's real. When things happen, you get too invested. Like, it's real, man. No, it isn't. It isn't real. Just realize that it isn't. And anything that happens, don't take it seriously. It's scripted. It's a damn reality that you found yourselves in. But it isn't real. It's all scripted, man. All of it. I remember when we were young, there was this guy who he loved professional wrestling so much that when his favorite fighters lost, he will stress, he will be angry. He will be angry, bro. Like, doesn't even realize that it isn't real. So that's the thing. It's the same thing with this reality. I'm telling you, it isn't real. I can see that now. It isn't real. I've been studying it for a while, and it's a lie. It's not real. It's the truth that can set you free. It's not the lies that you keep telling yourself, the lies that you've been programmed to tell yourself. These lies ain't gonna help you, you see? But it's the truth. Realize it's an illusion. It's not to be taken very seriously. Like, the more you take it seriously, the more energy it gets from you. Because that seems to be what it wants. It wants your energy. It wants to trigger you. It wants you to cry. It wants to hurt you. You see? It's playing with you. It's a prank of some sort, I'm telling you. You're being pranked. So try to not take it seriously. Try to be indifferent to the things that be happening. When it gives you messed up experiences, you just turn a blind eye to these experiences and just focus on the small things that trigger positive emotions, If there's nothing that triggers positive emotions, just try to imagine things that trigger positive emotions. Just like I gave you the example of winning the lottery. If you want a lottery, if you imagine yourself having a lot of money and buying things that you want, you'll feel better. So yeah, try to think of things that trigger positive emotions than things that actually trigger negative emotions. You can live in your own world, create your own world in your own head. Stop focusing on this mess. You don't have to live in this realm, in this messed up reality. Just keep on imagining what you want and just focus on that. Stop stressing about the people that gossip about you, people who don't like you. And yeah, try to free yourself. If you have a shitty job, try to save enough money and yeah, maybe move away. Try to find ways to make money without having to work a shitty job, or try to find a job that you feel like is going to be good for you. But yeah, man, because the thing is, if you are doing things that you don't love constantly, it will get to a point where you just can't even like think positive thoughts, because you have to invest your energy into these things. Like you have no choice. But if you are free to just do like most of the things that you want, you'd have enough time to like invest in the things that you want to focus on, and you'd feel better. But realize that it's not real. It's all scripted. It's all a lie. Thank you all, guys.